Entire world is moving to cloud.
Moving to cloud.
When you say moving to cloud, you should also go with that. But from a software per se, right now, because of the ransomware attacks, securities and all of that, it's very difficult for organizations to manage the software on premise. You just start your laptop and then you access your browser.
Anywhere. Office, airports, anywhere you are with your companies in your hand.
Correct.
If you are on cloud. Training is very important part.
For training, who are all will be available? Process owner team, which is required. He takes ultimate decisions about that particular process.
So you give ownership to person. Suppose purchase, we shortlist one guy, purchase manager or...
Initial discussion and in the training, these people, he cannot escape from this. He is the person who is finally signing off.
How you, in ERP, they make sure that credit control, purchase control, how they control it that...
What happens is, there is something called a credit control rule, which you define.
Credit control rule.
What is the credit limit which you have fixed for that? For him, Rakesh and company, I am giving 100,000 as the credit limit. So the moment I give that limit, system will always check what is the current outstanding Rakesh has, what is the new orders which he has placed. After that, is it crossing the credit limit which you have? So then if it is crossing, then immediately it will stop at the time of approving the orders.
So, Mr. Rakesh, we now got the idea about the structure of ERP.
Yeah.
So, making a complete proper business, we should have these modules, all 6-7 modules in their ERP. Now, the person who is running a business or running a trading shop or manufacturing, now he understands that what he needs actually. He wants to change the ERP. There are numbers of ERP vendors will come to him. So, can you throw, and it's very important, can you throw light how the person should decide on ERP, on functionality wise also and cost wise also, both. Cost is also very important. So how he can get the good complete ERP with minimal cost he want to invest.
I'll split this question into two. So the first part I wanted to convey for people who are newly going for ERP.
Novice, first time.
Yeah. So there they will have to engage into a different treatment, and if you are already on an ERP, then fine. Then for the other upgrade
if
or
you are
migrating, it's a different thing. Some of these areas closely match to each other, but so let's talk about the first case. So in case if you are new to ERP and then you are trying to buy a new software, so then you primarily need to decide, I would say 3 M's. One is your manpower. And then your materials, I would say. And then when I say machinery, the resources.
Materials means you mean inventory.
So I'll tell you what I mean by. So manpower is how I wanted to engage the team for the ERP selection. So the ERP selection is, as you all know, it's not an easy process. It's not a simple process.
It's an uphill task.
It's an uphill task. So then how do we manage? So first thing is, what all parameters should we keep in the checklist for us to tick against each of that? So this is something, so for that, who is the responsible person? So one thing is, why should I go for an ERP? So this is the first thing which I should answer. Functions of ERP we have very well explained. So mostly in a new ERP selection, the company doesn't have, or the users doesn't know, or they don't have any clue of what an ERP is. So what happens is, the owners of the business will have some dark spots. So when I say dark spots, suddenly I've come across people saying that, I don't know, my cost of financing expenditure is getting more. So why? So then we need to understand, went for one of the projects. So this was the problem statement which had communicated. So then the person said this. So then when we went deep into that, he has a huge distribution facility. And amount of deliveries happen out of these distribution facilities are huge. And many of these distribution facilities are not, the distribution is not happening through his own fleet. It is happening through third-party fleet. So when the goods are getting delivered and then the proof of deliveries are getting submitted, there is a huge time gap between this. The proof of deliveries are signed by the customer, which is required for the invoicing. Now, there is a delay between the proof of delivery submission at the back office and the invoice generation, because the onus of that is lying with the third party. It's not that he is not doing it, but he takes his own time for that. So the more you delay your invoice, your cash is getting held up.
So submission of invoice you are talking about.
Submission of invoice. So your delivery note and the invoice generation, the time is more. So this was his reason for more cost of finance expenditure. So he will have to look for more working capitals and all of that. These are what I meant by the dark spots. This is just an example. It can be anything. I am not able to track efficiency of my salespeople. I am not able to plan my inventory more. I have more overall equipment efficiency levels are low. So there might be different dark spots which the owner of the business should be very careful about, or where he should spell out these, and these should be the first step for selection of ERP. So these checklist should be very well defined. The person who is selecting the software should have a team who will be able to explain this to the ERP vendors and see what are the best choices which he is getting from as a response from these vendors. So this is what I meant by the manpower, the selection of the people for selecting the ERP. So this is what he should. So this happens not only at the starting stage, but also at the project execution
Advanced
stage. Advanced stages also. So this is what I meant by manpower. The second thing is my resources. So when I talk about resources, there are multiple types of ERPs. One is on-premise, and mostly nowadays it's all on the cloud. So cloud. So how are my resources? Is my bandwidth okay? Is my internet bandwidth okay? I mean, my laptops are okay. Whether there is good connectivity, my routers are okay. Up to date. So these are the resources which I took.
We should take care of.
Yeah. So this is what I meant by the materials.
Quality of it, speed of internet you are getting.
Yeah. And then, of course, so the other thing is the ERP itself. So these are the things which a newcomer should get into. When it comes to a existing ERP and migrating to another ERP, the challenges posing to the vendor and then getting the response and all still remains the same. But then we should also look at what are the pluses, additions which I am getting in the new product. What are that I am missing in the current product? You should have a clear know-how of that.
So pros and cons of last software you should document and then give it to the vendor that now my new software, I want to this things to be documented properly.
Yes, doctor. Yes. So then what happens is, see, there might be trade-offs which you have to do when you take a new software. But what is that you are missing? What is that you are gaining? So if you have a clear control of that, then you are assured about your investment. So this is something which is different from your new ERP selection and a migration ERP selection. So once this is done, so when you go to the screening process of the ERP, ideally you should have discovery sessions with the sales engineering or the pre-sales team, where you should be highlighting your business challenges. Be blunt about it and speak in as many words as you can and convey the issues. And then give them time and then let them present it back. Yeah. And we should challenge those and we should try to mine those particular questions and the solutions which they are providing. If needed, we can give them some sample data and then let them present it to us.
So you people give sample data and you show them the actual running of
running of that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So you have a dummy data.
We have.
You put and ask them to get used to and see if any pain points remains.
Absolutely. Wow. Otherwise, how do a person believe? So then, and at the same time, we should be upfront. In some of the cases where the requirement of the customer might not be readily available, we used to say upfront, look, this is what a prototype, but this is how you will get. The prototype might be in an Excel or in a PDF or in a PPT or anything of that sort. But this is how it will look like. So and then he's seeing that, he's visually seeing that. So then what happens is it gains his confidence. So then that challenges are getting addressed.
Everything, nothing remains.
Nothing remains. Now you can give weightage for your challenges and do your markings against that, and then you will come to know how much is the actual weightage of each of the solution. Then
then from dummy data, you can check mark that this done, this
is done.
Especially I see many people, they suffer with reordering, minimum stock level.
Correct.
They don't know what is in transit.
Correct.
How many shipments. So they can track from, if they're proper, they can ask their vendor to put minimum stock level.
Correct.
In transit, what is material because suppose you have an inventory, but you don't have the data of in transit.
Correct.
So they should ask them that.
Correct.
So these are the pain points they should see.
Correct. So the pain points, I mean, it again depends from case to case. I mean, each of the maybe same electronic trading and distribution company, a company A requirement might be completely different from company B. So just to give you an example, in electronic industries and all, there might be scenarios of, let's say, you as a customer go and buy a refrigerator. So you buy the refrigerator, the retailer might not be selling the refrigerator from his location. The sales actually happens from the principal. But you go to the retail location and then the supplier will directly deliver it to you. So how do you track all of this? So how do I book the sale? How do I book the cost of sales? These are all very intricate things inside this. These are all the test case scenarios which the process owners or the business owner should pose in front of the...
So it's like doctor and patient.
Correct.
Don't hide anything.
Correct.
Don't afraid of that. I don't want to tell them my gross net, this and that. Don't hide anything.
Correct.
Because if you try to hide, then you may lose some functionalities.
Correct.
Important functionalities.
Correct. So once the selection process is done and you are ticking and you are giving the marks against that, then it's an easy task for you to give the weightage and find out who is the best. And these are all from a functional perspective. Commercial also plays an important role. So from a commercial perspective, we need to decide as to which application we should go for. There are price brackets available in the market. So you need to clearly identify which bracket should I be going. So this is again, nowadays you have all of these ChatGPTs and all of these of the world. So you will come to know the price point of each of these softwares. You can have a rough estimate of these prices and then you can go to those typical vendors for the...
But we should not compromise functionalities for price, right?
Correct.
First we should see the functionalities they are covering.
Correct.
Then you can see the bracket of the price.
Correct.
Right?
Correct. While selecting these, there is one more parameter in terms of what are their references. So this also is very
where
key.
they have sold earlier, references mean.
Correct. Where have they sold? There is no harm in asking them. I mean, we need to go and meet them, or we need to go and have a discussion with them, or you want to mail them. So you can be upfront with the vendors and you can get these references also. So then you are getting a third opinion from another person as to how this
software is. If he has missed something.
Correct.
I remember when we are putting our ERP, they gave some references. Yeah. We called one guy and about asking, see, I missed this when I was buying the ERP, then it was headache. And so please ask them to provide you this also. Correct. And I think that was petty cash or something, I don't remember, but it's important that you talk to references.
Correct. So this will give you a better grip on the ERP selection. So these are the major things which you should look at from the...
आपने मुझे बताया during when we are discussing how to invest in ERP, you use the word on premises, in premises, and cloud, right? What is the difference? If some person buys in premises or some person what you suggest people what they should do?
Entire world is moving to cloud.
Moving to
Cloud.
Okay.
When you say moving to cloud, you should also go with that. There are
Big time.
Big time. Yeah. See, both has its own plus and minuses. So I always used to give an example of whether you want to own a car or you want to rent a car. So it's as simple as that. But from a software per se, right now, because of the ransomware attacks and all these securities and all of that, it's very difficult for organizations to manage the software on premise.
Their own server. On premises means they put the software in their own machine.
Correct. So when in those days or olden days, the softwares were all installed on servers in your own office, and you need to have proper environment to manage. You need to have the racks built in. You need to have the proper air conditioning. You need to have temperature controls, and you need to have the antivirus software, and you need to update that, and you need to put your firewalls. So all of this, you are actually investing on those.
On your toes about security concerns.
About the security concerns. Yeah. So A, you will have to invest on the software. B, you will have to invest on the manpower to maintain that, or you will have to invest on the AMCs for those software. Infrastructure. So this is what the on-premise. The pros of on-premise is you have your data, you have your software with you. That's the advantage of that. But gone are those days. Now everything is on cloud. You just start your laptop or start your computer, and then you access your browser.
Anywhere.
You can access the system.
Sitting at home, office, airports, hotel, anywhere you are with your companies in your hand.
Correct.
If you are on cloud.
Exactly. So as you said, now companies are emerging, they are all growing, multi-location, multi-country. So the on-premise becomes very tedious. You will not be able to maintain it. So that's the reason why you go cloud. And then again, another thing is from a security perspective. Most of the cloud vendors today are very secured.
And they have their servers on 6-7 countries.
6-7 countries.
One goes out, other one takes over.
Absolutely.
So no downtime.
And it is secured. There are a lot of security features which they assure you, and then your data is not breached or anything of that
sort. They
are
professional on maintaining the system.
Yeah. And from a cost perspective, if you really look at it, it's just the example of, as I said, whether you want to own a car or you want to rent a car. So whether you want to...
their benefits and their problems.
Correct. In on-premise, you will have a CapEx model of investment. The other thing, it's an OpEx model of investment. And
you pay by monthly.
Correct.
Also, I forgot to ask you, when we are deciding on ERP, there are two models now I see in ERP. One, you pay one time and you buy it, and subscription model nowadays. So can you put some light on that?
Sure. Yeah. So what happens is it's the terminology which we use is perpetual and the subscription based price. So perpetual में क्या होता है, आपको upfront देना पड़ता है. तो आपका जो लाइसेंस का कॉस्ट है आपको अपफ्रंट देना पड़ता है वन टाइम, और उसके बाद आपको साल में उसका जो AMC है वो देना पड़ता है. तो 20%, 18%,
depends on the
company to company. So this is what you need to pay. But when it comes to the cloud based pricing or the subscription based pricing, you will pay every year,
like your electricity bill, your internet bills.
Absolutely. So these are the differences. So in both the cases, your product support, all of these are covered. In perpetual, you have your AMC.
It depends on how you want to go.
Correct. In subscription, again, your AMC is built in within this.
With this. अभी आपने, we are discussing about the deciding on ERP. आपने जिक्र किया था AI, use of AI. So how now AI is helping in when we are using the ERP?
It's actually the ERP business right now has taken a big leap in terms of the AI infusion which is happening in ERP.
AI infusion with the ERP.
With the ERP. So people are all aware of what an ERP does. As we discussed previously, procurement it's procurement. Sales, it is sales. Inventory, it is inventory. We know the real functions of what is there in the procurement. So the AI has taken over. So AI, I would say there are multiple areas in which it works closely with ERP. So one, it is the reporting and analytics. Two, it would be the functions of ERP. So when I say functions of ERP, it can be used in multiple modules of ERP, and the use cases are wide and varied. So I'll go start with the reporting. So analytics and
very important for especially for the CEO and chairman and managers.
Absolutely. Where you want to take your business
decisions.
To. Yeah. Where how to.
Why you are giving the way to your. Yeah.
Correct. So here is where AI will tell you that what all products which you should look for. I mean, what is the trend analysis? And if you run the business in this way, your projected profitability is going to be this. If you skew your business like this, if you focus on certain other products, your profitability will go like this. So these kind of what if analysis and all will be done by the AI tool much more diligently than we putting in our ideas.
So he can see the product wise profitability, salesman wise, customer wise.
Correct.
And also he can see revenue wise products they have sold, quantity wise. So he gets analytics very fast with the AI.
Absolutely. And AI is emerging in the functions also very differently. So as an example, when you create a purchase order, when you are making a purchase process in the system, the AI tool will help you to look at what are all the different sourcings which you can look for, and what is the trend of this particular product in the last few years. What was the cost savings which you have? So what if you delay the purchase by 1 week, or you prepone the purchase by, so it will give you such kind of
supplier
insights.
Ratings also, who is fast in delivering, who is delaying so we can get that
those
easily.
kind. Now when it comes to manufacturing, the plan to produce, so how should I plan my production? So again, as I said, I talked about the master production scheduling, where the AI will go and read from the past 1 year, from the past 2 year, what is my data showing, and during, let's say, a Ramadan period, what is my sale happening, how much it was increasing. This Ramadan, how should I prepare for
inventory.
That? Yeah.
So last year's analytics will show you need this much water bottles, this much biscuits, this much khajurs you need.
Correct.
For the Ramadan.
Wow. And then you can plan well in advance. So the AI tool will help you to do all of this, and then based on that, the production will get planned. So here is where AI tool will help you to run this. Again, another thing is AI will tell you which route you should take for your production. So let's say you have multiple production lines. If you run it this way, it will be more cost effective.
Economical.
So these are the areas where AI is taking charge. So what happens here is the ERP will become more as a ERP as a service, where AI will take over and it will just use these functions. And these functions we are already well aware of. So production, we know. We'll have the production process, the daily reporting, QC. Those are all transactional.
Fast.
But then how AI will help you to drive that. So here is where we are reaching, or we have already.
Analytics will be much more better.
Yeah.
Suppose we have a dashboard.
Yeah.
See, a very important thing what we need in ERP is, now you open your banks now, anything, you see the dashboard. So in dashboard you see your bank balance, you see payable, receivable, 10 products, 10 best customers, and your gross profit and your net profit, your expenses. Now, suppose we have AI inbuilt, and I want to dig down on that. Suppose we see 10 best product. Now I want to see 20, and then we want to make from top to bottom, top best selling product, profit wise also, number wise also. So can we just, if I click on that, AI can give me that report in Excel also?
Yes, Dr. Kutub. the way to manage this, it has become even more easier, Dr. Kutub. I mean, it is just like if you have your secretary running the reports and generating it for you, how do you transact with or how do you converse with your secretary? You would say that, hey, look, I need the top 10 products. I need the top 10 salesmen. I need the slow moving products. So you would just say to the secretary and he or she will do that. It's similarly in AI tool, you can naturally converse with the tool. You can directly type these and it is going to
Give me
extract
this report.
Give you that.
Top best profitable product to least or negative profit product. So
Negative.
it will list immediately.
Absolutely.
And if you want graph or pivot in any tables.
Yes.
So AI will make more ERP more useful then.
More useful. Usability is more. So those are the concepts which are being brought in.
So suppose we have now perfect complete ERP. Also AI, we understood that AI is how important. We should take it will save your time, and 3-dimensional you get the reporting. What you want to see. Revenue, profit, salesman, customer. My question now about, you have taken the ERP, you have done with the vendors, you have decided on the name on, suppose we say your ERP, one ERP. We decided that we are going to buy the one ERP. Now, we have to select the implementation. How we have decided on pre-sales. How the implementation part section to be taken care of?
Very valid question. Very vital in the entire ERP selection criteria.
Yeah.
So, be it the principal or be it an implementation partner, the rules of the game are almost the same. The first thing which we should take care of is, what is the implementation experience of these people?
Their dealer who is going to do the implementation.
Correct.
Majorly the principals, they do implementation, or they have the partners to do the implementation?
Both the scenarios are there. Certain products, they don't entertain the
dealers.
Principal.
Big products.
Big products, yeah. They don't entertain the, I would not say they don't entertain the, from a price perspective, they would be too pricey, but whereas the implementation partners will be a little bit economical.
But if it's, suppose big airline, big MNC doing, they love to do with the principals.
They mostly prefer to, or there are best of the breed implementation partners which are as big as the principals. Yeah, so big team. Yeah, so they carry out the implementation.
And middle and small businesses.
There you have a choice. It again depends on what, which type of software are you looking for. So if it's a tier 2 application, then again you have a choice of going with the principal themselves or with the implementation partner. So one thing is the reference. This is what we
reference is very important.
Very important. Yeah. Very important. And at the same time, you should also have a deep dive discussion with the partner when you convey the challenges. So when you select the product, I mean, when you talk about the challenges, the partner should also be involved.
Present there. So you should do the selection of implementation partners once you call your ERP team.
Correct.
Ask them to bring their partners also in the meeting.
Correct. So it would be ideal if the small use cases is presented along with the partner, so that he will also be aware of what are the challenges imposed, pain areas, so that the implementation becomes
smooth.
Reference checks, again, you need to have discussions, you need to have physical meetings, you need to go and meet the references and then understand what was their experience, what did they gain, what did they lose. So these all will help you to zero in down on the partner or on the principal.
And experience also counts. What experience he has.
Correct.
How many years, and team size.
Correct.
To support.
Absolutely.
Now, if we have selected the implementation partner, we have done all checks, references, principal has given the green tick to go ahead with this partner. Now, what's the procedure of implementation? That how we can get benefited with the proper use of ERP?
Different companies will have different style of implementation. But the broad phases of implementation are almost the same. They call it by different names. So the first stage of implementation, which should be a executive summary or executive discussion with the implementation team, as to again spell out the directives, why I wanted this particular ERP to be implemented. So just to give you some examples, one customer said that, no, I don't want the data in my on-premise. I wanted this to be cloud. Yeah, that could be an example of why I wanted to. Starting from there might be a lot of other examples. I still remember one of the customers saying that my sales team can see interchangeably their sales figures, which I don't want to see. What A has sold, B is able to
price
see.
And numbers.
Yeah, I don't need that. So this is a vision of the owner, which needs to be given to the implementation team well in advance. Controls. So when you say these controls, so here is where when you finally sign off, you will again come to know, okay, whether did I accomplish these. So it will be very easy for you to track. So
the CEO has different controls, managers different controls, and shop floor they have the different
controls. Yeah. So but they should be able to spell out.
Tell their implementation partner in advance.
This is what I am looking for. It need not be control alone. It could be anything. It could be any. So another example is, I don't see product-wise profitability or location-wise profitability. I needed this. I wanted to see my company revenues. Right now I am at 150 million. I wanted to change it to 250 million by next year. So this is one of the agenda which I have. So we should be spelling out. So then when you spell out this, then you will be able to divide your implementation into subtask. Look, the CEO wanted from 150 to 250. So how is he trying to bring that in? Goals. So, okay, 100 million. This 100 million, out of the 70 million, he is bringing it from his own existing customer pool. So 30 million is going to separate other geographies. So this will guide us to plan the sales target within the system.
Wow.
So then what happens is we are slowly building the building blocks of this.
So from initial you have a geographical design.
Correct.
So if we sell in India, this must be the sale. If you are selling UAE,
correct,
Qatar, Bahrain, if you are sitting in UAE, so you know the territorial sales.
Absolutely. So once you define that, then the normal stages of implementation will happen. So normally it will start off with a project planning exercise, where there will be a project manager who will decide how the calendar of the project will look like, who all are required at what stages, how many hours of the purchase person, the sales person, the inventory person is required in the project. So what if he is going on leave? So
he should keep that time free.
Correct. And there are various other factors also in the project plan as to how the daily reportings are happening, weekly reporting, how the project statuses are updated. So those are all prepared. Then you will have your solutioning phase. So let me broadly put it solutioning. People call it by different names. It could be solutioning, it could be a conference room pilot, or basically the solutioning happens where the person is introduced, the users or the core users are introduced to the solution. They will say what are all the changes which they wanted, and then the blueprint document or the solution document is prepared. Then comes the training phase. Then for training.
So training must be included when you are talking to the implementation partner.
Absolutely.
Number of days or number of months, what you want.
True.
Is per team size. True. Training is very important part.
Very important.
For optimal use of the product.
Correct. So for training, who are all will be available? So normally when we go for implementation, we used to say that there should be a process owner team which is required. So what do you mean by process owner? He is actually owning that process. From a procurement perspective, I am the process owner for procurement. He is the process owner for sales. So he takes ultimate decisions about that particular process.
So you give ownership to person. Suppose purchase we shortlist one guy, purchase manager or his any colleague who will be the in charge of purchase. Then correct. Same like accounts, same inventory, same correct. HR.
Correct. So then what happens is in the initial discussion and in the training, these people are imminent. He cannot escape from this. He is the person who is finally signing off. Now, when you do the training, below the process owners, you can have a team, small team. You can bring them also for training.
Wow.
So then what happens is, we should not bring all the people for training. This small team should be trained. These people should train the next team. So what happens is, once you wanted to train someone, you will learn.
Okay.
So this is called the train the trainer approach and all of that.
So you get brush up.
Correct.
When you are training again your juniors and all.
Correct. Then you have the user acceptance, and where you will test the application. And as a user, it's my duty to fail the system, or my interest should be to fail the system.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is first time I'm hearing.
Yeah.
That you should try to fail it first.
Fail it
initial
first.
stage.
Yeah. So when I say fail, I mean you should bring in more scenarios.
More challenges.
More
we
challenges.
can say that you challenge the implementation team.
Correct. So that when you go live, it will be very seamless, smooth. There will not be any hiccups on that. Then once the UAT is done, then you will have to sign off on the UAT, and then you will have to go live. So when you go live, you will have your data migration. So you will have to bring in your data. We will transfer the data in Excels and all of that, and then from Excel, it will be uploaded into the software, and then you will go live.
Good.
So mostly there would be some cooling off period where some 2 weeks or 1 month of on-site support would be provided, and then the implementation team will phase out.
I have one very important question for especially our new business, young people. That when they start implementation, how they categorize their products, means how they select. So first you should give the article number, right? Correct. Then how they should do? They should do the category, subcategory, and if they are dealers of multiple brands, brand wise, how they should do the implementation. Case
to case it differs, Dr. Kutub. So during the solution phase, we need to discuss about this. How do you want to group your products?
This calls grouping of the
product. Okay. So how do you want to group your customers? How do you want to group your suppliers? So all of this has to be well discussed during the solution definition phase. So we normally, when we implement, what we do is we'll give the data templates in Excel at that instance itself. And we'll say that, look, you try to plot your product master or your article master.
The user should plot.
Correct.
Okay, he want to see by category, then he want to subcategory and brand wise.
Correct. So the so-called tree of that particular
tree is like a tree.
Tree has to be designed at that point of time, and he has to bring in sample data accordingly. Many a times we have seen, we will design these during the solution phase. When we go for the go live preparation, we have seen people taking weeks and months to channelize the data in the similar manner.
How they want the reporting.
How they want it. So we should try to give them feelers at the solution stage itself. Look, this is the amount of work which you have to do, so that they are well aware. Because when you have the solution phase, after that you have the training, after that you have the UAT, then only the go live happens. You have these 3 stages for you to do your homework to correct these particular data, because this only will give you a proper report. If your CEO wanted to know what is the type of products which I should go for, this grouping is very much required.
And also in dashboard they can see group wise, intercompany sales, sales by category, sales by brand, which brand is selling what percentage, which category is selling what percentage, subcategory wise.
Correct.
So they should initially they should make that tree and give to the implementer, and he can suggest how to do it.
Absolutely. It's a very important point. It has to be done.
Yeah. So they have the clear reporting and clear inventory management.
Correct. So that reminds me, during the implementation, a few of the other points which you should look at is, one, the workflow. How do you want to define your workflow? This is also an important piece, because you need to know who will approve, how the hierarchy has to happen. So those things are very important. How the data securities are defined in the system, who should see what. Purchase should not see sales, sales should not see purchase. These are the things which you should spell out during the implementation.
business secure.
Yeah. And how the printouts has to go. The purchase order print which goes from your organization represents your organization. So how neat it should be, how clear it should be. So all of this are defined during the solution phase.
And how important is support? Suppose we have done implementation, now go live is happened, everything is okay. Shall we involve principals and our implementing partners also? We should sign some contracts that they keep on checking and updating the ERP, and if you're facing some problem, you want to make new reports. Shall we sign something with the implementation partners or with the principals?
It's the support contract.
Support contract.
It's always better if you are carrying out the implementation through a partner. It's always better to include him on the support process because he is well aware of what are the
same implementation guy.
Correct. Intricacies inside the mapping or inside the solution what he has done. So in that case, it becomes more like certain companies would allow a tri-party agreement where the principal, the partner, and the customer is included in the support contract. So this is one way of looking at it. The other way of looking at it is sign only with the partner, which I would not recommend because you always need to have a. So if the rule of the game is if it's through partner, have an engagement with all the three people involved.
Means principal who has provided the ERP, implementation partner, and
the customer. I mean ourselves. Yeah.
All three should be in the loop when you are making the contracts for maintenance.
Correct. So this is the suggested one, and of course the principal you will always have to keep an ally with.
So this is important that it's very important when you do the implementation, you sign a contract with your partner for 3 years or 5 years that he is going to give you the support immediately. Because if you get any bugs or any reports, you make any vouchers, invoice, and it's not getting updated or prints not coming out, the partner should immediately get involved and troubleshoot that. We have discussed how to select the ERP, what functionalities we need. We have covered the AI involvement, cloud, how it's better to go nowadays with the browser. And can we use this now the softwares in our tab or mobile also?
Yeah. Many of the functions in ERP are available in tab as well. So the ERP functions, it again depends on the technology, how responsive your UI is. Based on that, the screens can fit into tab or mobile applications.
User-friendly.
And then there are certain native applications for certain functions which are provided. As an example, I wanted to do a sale order entry. It can be done either ways. It can be done in the back office or you can do it through a native app. So many of the products are giving solutions to do the entry in either ways.
And it will help also in the approval. Suppose finance guy doing some transaction and needs the manager's, owner's approval, he can do from mobile.
Correct.
Either it's financial or either purchasing of the goods or sales of the good.
Correct. The widely used ones are for approval, and the other one widely used is your analytics. Your business analytics is always on the mobile. Nowadays, CEOs, because it would be very easy for them to take decisions. They can quickly look at the mobile and see the current situation of the company, current bank positions, cash positions, the products, the AR aging, AP aging. So all of this will be
even
handy.
If you are on off period on vacation somewhere, at least from hotels or somewhere, take out 10-15 minutes and you can see everything or approve what you want.
Correct.
If it's a big 100,000, 200,000 worth of purchase or sales, you can approve that, okay?
Correct.
With that credit period.
Correct.
So how you, in ERP, they make sure that credit control, purchase control, how they control it, that the purchaser should not control more than what is credit period, especially nowadays, a problem that salesmen, they keep on selling, they don't check the, so how they control.
Correct. Credit control is one of the built-in feature, especially in our
is important?
ERP. Yeah, especially in our ERP as well. So we give that facility in that. So what happens is there is something called a credit control rule, which you define.
Credit control rule.
So in that you will say what is the credit limit which you have fixed for that? So let's say Rakesh as a customer, for him, Rakesh and company, I am giving 100,000 as the credit limit. So the moment I give that limit, system will always check what is the current outstanding Rakesh has, what is the new orders which he has placed. After that, is it crossing the credit limit which you have? So then if it is crossing, then immediately it will stop at the time of approving the orders. So then some customers would say that, okay, Rakesh and company is a known customer. I have references with him. So, but then I will allow him 50% exceeding the credit limit.
20%.
But it is on my, meaning it's on the
decision
CEOs.
So they can override that.
They can override that. So
for certain amount.
Correct.
Owners not in town, sometime they delayed the payment. So owners has the right that he can say, okay, you can raise some more invoices.
Correct.
And days also there. Suppose this is the amount. Also days also control 90 days, 60 days, 30 days.
Both ways it is
Owner
possible.
can extend the days if he wants for emergencies. And we can give this to other people also, right? Like finance controller.
Correct.
Or purchase manager, they override that.
Correct. The grace limit can be defined at each levels. Sales manager can be this much, finance manager this much, CFO this much, GM this much. So you can define the various.
And ultimate owner can do anything what they want.
Correct. So this is how credit controls are.
So controls are so normal when we decide on ordinary ERPs. With the big ERPs, this is very important that you get more secure, more control.
Correct. Your risk of exposure will get reduced. With this,
Wow. So these are the points we should take care when we are finalizing ERP and implementation. We covered majorly all the points. One important thing we want that our young business partners and friends, they should know security of their data, how they can get that. Suppose they are migrating to, suppose I have taken the third tier ERP. Now my business has grown from 10 millions, now I'm 50 million. So that software is not helping, although it's very good. It's not helping. I have to upgrade. So how they can ask their data from the that ERP guys, how he gets the data?
So if it's an on-premise system, it is with your hardwares within your servers.
In your server,
When it comes to cloud, what happens is the contract itself will clearly specify.
In contract, we should get it specified.
Correct. So most of the cloud softwares are very transparent for that matter. They would say that, okay, this is the modus operandi for us when it comes to the termination of contract. We will give you X number of days as a cooling period, beyond which we will terminate and we will delete your softwares, your data and all of that. So you will have that cooling off period, and then you have an option to download the data in multiple mediums. It can be Excels or CSVs, all these. So these are very clearly written on the contract.
And it is to be there. We should check that.
We should check
how to take data back.
We should check.
Otherwise, some companies can ask for some money, or they can refuse legally.
Correct. So these, once you check it, then when you are terminating the contract, you have that cooling off period. During that time, you can offload this data in Excels or whatever medium which they are communicating, and then transfer of data from these to migration.
Very important.
Very important. So most of these softwares support Excel, CSV and all these formats, XML formats. So you can translate the data from your current software to the new software template, and then it will go. The important thing is the data structures of your current software and the new software will be different. So while
structure will be different.
Translation of this to the new software needs some expertise, some Excel expertise and all of this.
And principal has these guys. Suppose I have the data in Excel. It's in different format. And we want to give you that. So you will do the translation?
Mostly the designing part is done by both the people, the principal or the implementation partner and the customer. And once the design is fixed, the templates would be given by the implementation partner or by the principal. The translation of data to the template is purely the responsibility of the customer.
So he can migrate to upper version.
He can.
So we understood this point that purchase, we have everything in our hand. Sales we have, accounts we have all the security checks.
Correct.
HR you are controlling everything.
Yeah.
So CRM you are controlling. So if we have perfect, complete, not perfect, complete ERP, everything is in your control. And you can change when you want. Just you take some 6 months or 1 year cooling period and then you can migrate easily.
You can. It again depends on the contract what you are signing with the vendor. So if normally there are clauses like a minimum subscription period and all of this. So these also you need to be very clear while you create the contract. Yeah. So 3 year, 5 year, it depends on which software which you are taking. So which means you are supposed to be aware of the fact that you will need to pay for the next 3 years. You need to pay for the next 5 years. So that you should be very
Everything
clear.
should be in contract.
Everything should be in the contract. Yeah.
Very nice. Mr. Rakesh, I want you to give my viewers some important 3-4 tips they should keep in mind when they are deciding on ERP.
So with whatever experience which I have gained through ERP software, so one thing which I would like to highlight is I always used to say to the decision makers, what is your vision and mission for implementing an ERP? You should be very clear on that. So this drives the implementation. So because implementation consultants or the implementation partner might not be very well aware of what is that you think for bringing in the new ERP. So your input is very much required. So spell out your vision and mission to the implementation partner and be present in all the stages of implementation. I know on a daily basis the key people might not be able to take part in the implementation, but at the crucial stages of implementation. When I say crucial stages, let's say you are done with your solution, you are signing off the solution, please be present there. Please question each of the points in the solution, and then you actually be aware, and then you be aware of all of these particular points, and then you sign off on that, and then question your team at multiple stages. Let's say at the training phases, at the UAT phases. Did you check this? Did you check this? So please be involved in this and don't delay any decisions. Take a decision, whether it is right or wrong. Take a decision. Why? Because ERP implementation is all about spending and all of that. So you please take a decision, and then go live is done. There might be turbulences, because when you go for a new system, it's like you driving a new car. You will take time for you to accustom that. Please don't discourage the people, or please don't refrain the people from using the system. There should be a push from the senior management to use the system, but at the same time, if there are any real issues, the implementation partner should be built in. And then it's at the end of the day, it's a very pleasant experience once you get the reward out of the ERP implementation. So that's the few.
Thank you, Mr. Rakesh. Thanks, you have covered majority of the points. Now, because we have time constraints. What you can do, you can put me in the comment if you want something special. Suppose you want to learn more about inventory management, or you want to learn CRM, or you want some more podcast on HRMS. Just put a comment and we'll do some more session with Mr. Rakesh, so you get the in-depth knowledge. Because in this is the overview, so we can't do more in-depth evolution. So if you want, you just put comments, and we will try to do some more short sessions to give you the more knowledge about particular functionality. Thanks a lot, and be happy, and I hope you will have the good ERP in your business, and you will become a very good businessman. Thank you.